I'm Chris, and this is The Cave. At The Cave, we talk about everything that has to do with fandom. Today, we're going to have a tutorial. I'm going to show you all how to make what they call a window bag. Everybody's known one of these. It's just a regular comic book bag and board. You use it to store your comic books so they don't get damaged. Well, when you want to get your items signed, like, say, all these gorgeous items up here, but you don't want to get them damaged, you can use one of these if you do what I'm going to show you here today. So, we start with some masking tape. You can get any brand you want, green frog tape or 3M blue tape. I just used the cheap original kind. I believe it's about $1.98 at the Walmart. You make a border, like so, with the masking tape. And then when your border's done, you're going to cut out the center plastic that's left over to make a so-called window for people to sign in. As you can see, it's what it looks like. You can also make them if you want to have a more specialized or localized area. I like to do them with one on the top or one on the bottom. So to cut out the window, you're going to want a razor knife. You can get any kind of razor knife you want. Hobby stores have them. You can use an X-Acto blade. In the paint section of most hardware stores or Walmart or Home Depot, you can find different options. I like this one. It's an Nebo. It clicks instead of opening in a different way like some of the other models do. You just carefully follow your lines. See, now there's your plastic for your window. You're going to throw this away so as you don't make a mess of your collecting area. We're going to do the same with the bottom window. You can see it's just very simple. You just carefully cut so that you're only cutting the plastic. You're not cutting into the tape because you don't want any of the sticky backing of the tape to attach to your comic book and cause micro tears. A lot of people will tell you that tape is not your friend, and they are right. Tape is not your friend when you're a comic book collector. It can damage your comic book severely, what we call a tape pull. So at all costs, try to prevent tape pulls by not exposing the sticky masking tape. And as well, when you tape the back, use a very small amount. So now we're going to put some comic books into these bags here, like so. And you're going to save the uncut bags because you'll need them for when you're done with your signing and you're putting these back in your long box or sending them to CGC or CBCS or whatever trusted grading professional you prefer. We're not going to use this one. Something that you'll find as you're making window bags is square bound books like this one. This is a It Spider-Man number 900, are too wide for modern bags and boards. So you would use a Silver Age bag and board when you're making that window bag. You just set your items up according to how you want them signed. You got a nice Star Wars image, and you might want to have a larger window like this instead of a localized window because you might want to add multiple signatures. Like, for instance, you could add Ian McDermott and Mark Hamill, um, Harrison Ford, and perhaps a couple of behind the scenes people from ILM or L Stray Studios, if that was the kind of thing that interested you. And then, say you've got a really busy image like this, but there's a nice localized spot at the bottom. That would make it where you're not signing over any faces or logos or anything. Just real simple. And then just put one piece of tape. It's sealed to go. Same thing with these. And there you go. Now they're all ready. But say you're not quite sure how people are going to handle your items. Well, that's where these come in handy. These are what we call it a top loader. You can get these at any local comic book shop. Depending on your provider, they run between $1.99 and $4.99. So let me show you how we're going to use this. You want your window, so you're going to take your board. Just use a trash board. You're going to slide it in here. And you just slide out. Now it's a little hard to see, but now you have a window in your top loader. Slide your item in the top loader. You put a little piece of masking tape on top, like so the item can't be removed. Something I like to do is print a label So let's just say we're going to add Mark Hamill on this item. Just on your label, you would type Mark Hamill. You want to put your color. I would go with silver on this. In silver. You print it. And you got a nice pretty label. This is a T-Touch label maker by Brother. You can get them for about $40 at Walmart or your local office supply store. And you just get refills of these for about another $40 for the labels. Like so, you've got it labeled so you know who's going to sign it and what color. So when you present it, they can see you want it in silver. And just in case you forgot what color, it'll remind you. I like to also put a label on back. You can get just regular printer labels in the stationery section of most Walmarts or office supply stores. And they have programs on your computer so that you can type in your name, the item, your phone number, your address. If you're perhaps sending this to a trusted autograph provider, like say perhaps Everest Autographs or Twin Cities, there's many great autograph providers. Just look them up through Google online. You'll find many great autograph providers with great reviews. And perhaps if you were doing this with a magazine versus a comic book, you would use a magazine board, obviously. So let's grab a magazine board. Now, magazines are interesting in the fact that most people that collect magazines realize rather quickly that it's hard to find magazines in high grade because most people don't treat them the same way they treat comic books. So when you find high grade magazines, like this heavy metal magazine here, for instance, you want to protect it. Well, magazine boards are rather flimsy, so what you should do so that you can add an extra level of protection, either in storing or when you're getting an item signed, is just get some cardboard and cut it to size. You can get different project boards or sheets of cardboard from places like Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, probably your local office supply store as well. And once you've cut it, just put it in back like so. Then you would put your regular magazine board for protection. You wouldn't need to make as big of a window because, well, you've got more space. So you would just make a smaller window, perhaps a half window. I know this is kind of boring, guys, but it's something that'll really help you in your collecting so that you can move through autograph lines faster. It makes it easier to ship and prepare your books for signings, whether you're doing the signing yourself at a local convention or even a convention you're traveling to, like, say, the New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con. Those are both great Comic Cons, of which I am not affiliated with, but I do highly recommend attending if you ever have the opportunity. And then there we go, just like before. Now we have a window for our window bag. And you have the cardboard in back for the extra support to prevent any damage, because while you can find top loaders for magazines, usually at your local sport card store, they are more difficult to find, and most comic book stores do not carry them. It is very odd that you can find them at a sports card store but not a comic book store. I guess maybe the sports card stores have them because of Beckett Price guides or Sports Illustrated, things of that nature. But there you go. And it's ready for Rob Zombie to sign, or Iron Maiden, or Ozzy Osbourne, who recently did a signing with Twin Cities Collectibles, actually. So that's how you make them. And I hope that this was informative and you enjoyed your time learning. We hope to see you in the next episode, which will be talking about Star Wars, the action figures from 1977 to 1985. We're focusing on a very special set in the next episode, so that's going to be a very special treat for everybody. Thank you, and we hope you'll come back to the cave and explore.